What's up, guys? It's your boy Santos to Destroy. And before I start, I just want to say Happy New Year to y'all. Hope your 2020 goes way better than 2020. But yeah, let's just keep on going, keep on this grind. So, I'm back at you, continuing this new What If. It's not new, it's part two of an old What If that I'm decided to bring back for 2021. It is What If Kakashi was an Uchiha, and this is part two. So, basically, a quick recap or just a summary of what we had so far in part one. If you haven't watched it, there will be a playlist for it in the description, I believe. So basically, we've already established that Obito is still alive and he's for the Leaf. Minato's still alive. Uchiha clan is still alive. There'd be no Uchiha clan massacre because Minato would not have been killed and the Nine Tails attack would have never happened as Obito would still he'd be emotionally turmoil, yes, after Rin's death, but he would still be ultimately on the side of the Hidden Leaf village. So now basically we're at the beginning of Naruto where Naruto's still in the academy as a student and basically Naruto's entire journey is basically the same. The only person that changes is Kakashi. So our first major change is that Kakashi is more upbeat as a character and rather than being late than in canon, he actually arrives on time. But you could really make the case if Kakashi's even their sensei at all. It could either go Kakashi or Obito. Then again, like it's really iffy because Obito would be a better sensei for Naruto, but Kakashi would be a better sensei for Sasuke. I'm gonna keep it close as it is to canon, so I can get the most character development for Kakashi. So I'm gonna stick it with the normal team seven with Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura and Naruto. So that all have all the introductions stay the same. Their goals are still the same. And now we make it to the bell test. The bell test goes, I believe it goes somewhat similar because I think Kakashi will still be rereading his book until Kakashi just wouldn't be as depressed. Basically, the bell test would go the same way. Kakashi would take it as seriously, but he would pass them after their teamwork and stuff. Their teamwork that they give Naruto the food, and now they go on their D rank missions until Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura complaining that they want a higher level mission. Want to prove themselves and whatnot. So he gives them they take the Land of Waves assignment where they escort Tazuna. Basically, all goes the same in that Sasuke spots the puddle and then Naruto jumps the gun at the bird until the initial fight with Zabuza. Now in this fight, since Kakashi really doesn't have to worry about stamina drain, he can fight he can fight Zabuza much better in this situation, and I don't even believe he gets captured by a water prison. Or if he does, he gets out a lot easier than in canon because both of his Sharingan would be active and it would take minor to no stamina loss. So Kakashi almost kills, if not outright kills Zabuza, but let's just say for the story's sake, he doesn't kill Zabuza. Haku still shows up. I think Kakashi would know something's up with Haku because he wouldn't be nearly about to pass out. He knows something is up with Haku, but he couldn't put his finger on it as what. So basically, another change is that since Kakashi doesn't have the same stamina problems he has in canon, he's able to give Team 7 much better training, like more in-depth training. So not only do they learn tree walking, but they also like get to divulge in their special skills. Like let's say Kakashi would teach Sasuke the basics of how to change his chakra into like his convert his chakra into like lightning elements because he probably would have notice that Sasuke's like has an affinity for lightning or something. And we try to teach Naruto something, how to figure out his affinity, and it's probably teach Sakura like a simple genjutsu and whatnot. But I believe Naruto would just get so worked up on like he sees Sasuke like already changing his chakra shape, and Naruto wants to do that, so he'd probably train all the night doing that instead, and would probably knock himself out the same way he did in canon. So now our next change is that when Haku and Zabuza come, Kakashi would body Zabuza with little to no difficulty. I'm not trying to put down Zabuza. I've always thought when I just read Naruto, watch it, that Zabuza was introduced way too early as a villain, and people often disrespect him because of how early in the story he was defeated. That just doesn't give justice to his full abilities, and I totally agree with that. But Kakashi in this canon is just far, far more powerful than he is originally. And originally he was already pretty powerful, but in this canon, I think after defeating Zabuza, after killing Zabuza and seeing Haku there, they would have learned the story about Zabuza, Haku, and Gato, and I think Kakashi would have been filled with so much bloodlust, just such bloodlust in that situation that he would have probably gone on a rampage and killed all of Gato's men if Haku hadn't already done it. But Haku was like bodied, so Kakashi would have bloodlust and killed all of Gato's men. The bridge would have still been known as the Great Naruto Bridge, and now we head into the next arc, which is the Chunin exams arc. I do still believe that Kakashi would recommend Team 7 for the Chunin exams because they're slightly more progressed in terms of what they know than in canon. So I believe he'd be even more likely to put them on for the challenge. And now as we get farther and farther into tuning, so basically the tuning exams goes basically the same until the 1 month period of training that Kakashi has Sasuke for. So that 1 month period of training is more intense in a way because Sasuke's already farther along in his development. So I think Kakashi would not only have helped him with his Chidori, but also helped him evolve his Sharingan so he can use it for longer, he can use it better. And I think Kakashi, going back to the first round of the tuning exams, he would have probably sealed his curse mark more proficiently and whatnot. Also, sealed his curse mark more proficient, like I stated before. And going back to the 1 month of training, he would have trained Sasuke more efficiently because they're in the same clan. Probably taught him more Uchiha jutsus. Probably taught him how to like evolve his Chidori rather than just a jab. Maybe make it like a Chidori spear or Chidori Senbon or just an evolution, a possible evolution of the Chidori, so that it's just not so one-dimensional like it was in canon until Sasuke decided to evolve it on his own. And now we get to basically the Konoha Crush, and at this point, Sasuke takes it's like has a much easier time bodying his sound opponents than in canon because he has the Sharingan, and I personally think that he would go off to help the third Hokage if it has not already been tended to already. And the invasion would be a massive waste of time, if not just an outright failure, due to the fact that the entire Uchiha clan is still alive. Plus, you have Minato there. I still think it'd be a tag team like Minato and Hiruzen fighting off Orochimaru, but the invasion would ultimately fail terribly. So the invasion would fail terribly. Orochimaru would be captured at this point, interrogated by the Yamanaka clan, maybe by the Uchiha clan as well with the Sharingan, using Tsukiyomi. Itachi probably used Tsukiyomi on him until he breaks. And now we have the rescue Tsunami rescue mission, which again Kakashi isn't really a part of. So we can basically skip that, and then now we get to the Sasuke Retrieval arc, which you can really debate if he'd really even go on it, since Orochimaru was captured in the Leaf Village, so that Sasuke Retrieval arc again doesn't happen. But yes, I need to mention the Sound 4 during the Konoha Crusher also killed. So now we have the basically we have the time skip, which sees major gains in Sasuke, Itachi, Obito, Kakashi, basically everyone in Uchiha clan just like trains with each other and gets gains, masters their Sharingan. So Itachi has his MS. Sasuke doesn't get his MS yet. The only person who doesn't have an MS is Sasuke. And I believe during the time skip, Itachi, Obito and Kakashi, since they're like best friends with each other, would swap their Sharingans to get the EMS. I just don't know what Obito's EMS pattern would look like. But Obito and Kakashi would have the EMS. And now I want to take this time to break down what Kakashi's Mangekyo Sharingan abilities are. I do not have names for them, but I have abilities. So basically, Kakashi's Mangekyo Sharingan, his right eye allows him to travel between reflective surfaces at the speed of light. Basically, if you've seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders, it's like basically what the Hangman does, but like That's his Mangekyo Sharingan, his right eye ability. And then his left eye, I think would just be able to create like it'd be like a flash of light, and then Kakashi would be surrounded by like hard light constructs of himself. So it's basically like a Genjutsu, but they have physical presence as well. So his Susanoo would be like a gray Susanoo because his hair it'd be like that, but it'd be like a gray Susanoo, like his dad, because his dad is like gray hair even though he's an Uchiha. So we're already in part two as of right now, and part two still starts off with Gaara getting kidnapped, except now the Konoha team is much more powerful because you have Kakashi, Naruto, Sakura, Sasuke, Obito, and then Team Guy. Because I decided that Obito should be a special Jonin as there was really nowhere to properly insert him as a team captain, and I wanted to keep Team 7 as logical, like I already said before. So basically, Sasori dies the same way in canon. Deidara dies because there's just no way that Kakashi doesn't kill him, Obito doesn't calmly snipe his head off, Naruto doesn't kill him, Sasuke doesn't kill him. He's just at too much of a disadvantage to possibly win. And you have three Sharingan users against two two EMS users plus Sasuke, who's a prodigy in his own right. So basically two prodigies and one guy who's extremely proficient with his EMS against Deidara, who's already battle worn and fatigued. And now we go to skip another arc. The Tensei Bridge reconnaissance mission never happens, as Sasuke is in the leaf because he never really had a reason to go to the hidden sound village. So the next point we have to address is the next point I believe is the Akatsuki suppression mission, which you can say no one dies because more Jonin would be sent out, or more high level people would be sent out in order to prevent a death from happening. And so, yeah, I'll explain that in the next part. So, I'm Santos the Destroyer. I am out. If you liked it, subscribe, comment, like. Anything really helps. Thank you.